Edgeworth coach Damien Zane joins me now. And Damien, big grand final. How are the players coping in preparation?
They're just taking in their stride and preparing as normal. We've had some pretty big games this year in the semis and with Melbourne City, so they're looking good.
In terms of the Melbourne City game, is this a bigger game in terms of where it is for the club, or was that one a bigger game?
Oh no, this one's bigger just because there's silverware involved. But as far as nerves, we were quite calm against Melbourne City, and I think that would be a more intimidating fixture, and we were quite good nerves wise. So yeah, they're quite relaxed. Sometimes I worry that they're too relaxed. But I think that's better than being really nervous. So we expect a good performance on Sunday.
Now, for people that don't know, you played in the 2010 grand final up front. Had a great season that year. You guys won the title. How's it like being a coach going into grand final? How does it differ?
It was a lot more stressful, especially the last 10 last week. But I think it's, I'm good mates with Gazza and Wilson, and he was coaching here before me. And he said the highs are much higher and the lows are much lower. And I haven't probably experienced the lows yet, but the highs, I think it's massive.
How's it been first year as a head coach? What's it been like for you?
Mate, I've had a ball, and that comes down to, I guess, setting out goals and players buying into it, which they have, what we wanted to do. And it's just been a really enjoyable year, having such a great bunch of guys working really hard all year, and there's been no issues at all. So very enjoyable.
So what was the reason with changing coaches? Were you approached last year to take on the side this year, or was it a decision at the start of this year?
Just sort of out of the blue. Gazza probably needed a break, and he sort of stepped away, and Millsy asked if I wanted to coach, and I said yes, and he said, what do you want to coach? And I said, first grade or nothing. So I sort of put it on him, but that came about, and I'm glad I took it on. It's been a lot of work, but worth it.
What were your first thoughts when he came to you asking you to coach? Was it something you'd always wanted to do?
Oh yeah, I think so. I'd done the kids, and I enjoyed the kids, but I guess as a player, I was a leader on the park, so I believe I've got that leadership quality. So the seniors was always an aim down the line. It just come a bit quicker than I thought, but when I got this bunch of boys, I knew we had something there that I could work with, and so it's turned out.
Now, you've had a big goal, it seems, this year of developing the youth and having the 22s and first graders we see out here tonight. Those two having a very close in training and training them together. Why do you do that?
First of all, we've got quite a young 22s team, and I think to just chuck them out the back and show no attention is probably the wrong way. Also gives me a chance to have a look at guys developing and correct them on things that possibly they're doing wrong. And I think we're also on the same wavelength. All the players know each other. They're friends, and when we call up one, they know exactly what we want. So it's worked out well.
Who's been one of the younger players that's really stood up for you guys this year that you've felt has really shone in 2015?
As in first grade?
Yeah, first grade.
Lockie Pasquale, he's come out the blue. He was a bit of a surprise. I guess for me, I'm talking about a surprise packet, pre-season, the first few weeks, we didn't see that one coming, let me tell you. But we sort of threw him in there. He was playing some good football, and he's really a good character too, so he's come of age. But obviously Keanu and Aiden have been pretty good coming in. But mate, we've got too many to name really. So it's great that we've got them coming through, and I think we've got more in the lower grades. So the future's looking bright.
Going into, of course, next year, you're hanging around for another few years, do you think?
No, it's I know it's every year's not going to be like this one, but
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. How do you? We've seen it so often. Your coach can be successful first couple of years. How do you change with the times and adapt so that you can be successful over a long period of time?
I think you've got to keep freshening up the squad, and I've got in my mind the players that we want to keep and push forward, and some unfortunately reach a point where they're possibly not going to play first grade for us. So it's important to keep moving, not become stagnant and the same players all the time. But and that goes for me too. If you just do the same thing as what we did this year, next year, I think after a few years, players become, bored and want to change, and that's when you start losing players. So I think it's important to keep moving and, changing up what you're doing.
Well, you've had a terrific year, Damien. It's been great to have a chat. You've always been great to chat to after the games, and thanks for chatting to us here on Bar TV.
No problem. Hopefully it's an enjoyable chat after Sunday.
I hope it is too. I hope it's a cracking game. But thanks heaps for chatting to us.
No problems.
Thanks, Damien. Thanks.